That's what I hear on YouTube, or they're going to run to a country that respects crypto and all this stuff. And I listen to the old guys like myself and Jim Rickards and Jim Rogers, and he says, never forget who has the guns.
Actually,
never forget who has the guns. He says, remember those guys at Tiananmen Square? They stuck the finger up at the guy and they put a tank and they ran him over. They said, and always remember this: Al Capone wasn't taken down for alcohol. Al Capone was taken down for taxes. And so you can say what you like and all this. I'd rather just hire Tom and make $1 million and pay no taxes. So the other part of it is, because I have all this money coming in tax-free because of Tom, I'm stacking up my commodity column here. So my Bitcoin is piling up. I don't need the cash because I'm catching it off of tax-free debt coming off. That's what we teach at Rich Dad. Anybody says go to school, get a job, and buy an ETF, you should shoot the bugger. You're lying to me. You're making me pay taxes. I'll be a hardworking person, and you're working for all this money really, really hard, and then Biden's going to print one more $9 trillion. I mean, are you nuts? When they print money, your purchasing power of your salary goes down. God bless capitalism. You know what I mean? Just so wonderful. And the rich get richer. Is it fair? No, it's not fair. But is the law. It's the way capitalism works. Is this true all throughout the world, Tom? There's a lot to learn. And so anybody who says to you, go to school, get a job, work hard, save money, get out of debt, and invest in the stock market, they're ripping you off. Because guys like me just will not do that. And like I said, God bless Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. When I first heard that, I went, ooh, she's going to make me a rich man. So I invested in I've made a couple of $1 million on just tax credits this year. And so capitalism is wonderful, except the socialists will never tell you that because they don't know it themselves. Any comments on that, Tom? I mean, what's happening in America today is the gap between rich and poor is horrifying. And the biggest point here is that when somebody says live debt-free, Tom, am I deeply in debt? Because debt is tax-free money.
Right.
If you understand that, that's why our school system, they should be shot at dawn. I mean, well, they're not in school anyway. The school teachers are now in Puerto Rico collecting their PPP checks or whatever they're doing, and their kids are not getting any kind of education. But that's the education system of America. There's no financial education, and that's why we have the Rich Dad Company. That's why we have our cash flow clubs and all this, so that you can understand why the rich are getting richer legally, because we're incentives. And so that's why when I drill for oil, America is now the so-called energy independent. If we weren't energy independent due to fracking and how much the greenies go nuts, God bless them, but I'm going to get rich because of that. But if we didn't have that, we'd be at war in the Middle East, which we are anyway, because of oil. And so by incentivizing people like me to move my millions of dollars into oil, the government gives me a tax break, America becomes energy independent. Yes, so the moment they shut down that pipeline, I got richer because I went to the Green New Deal because I got carbon tax credits. If you understand that, that's the game, but they'll never teach you that in school. Never, 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 never. And that's why it's the gap between everybody, the rich and everybody else is so dangerous now. That's why, I speak, that's why we found the Rich Dad Company. Hopefully some of you will catch on. But what our schools and our communists and our socialists and our radical left people are trying to tell you is that you're being screwed. Well, they're screwing you. The school teachers are the biggest criminals right now because they're not even in school. They want you to take, 25 vaccines or something before they'll come to school. The kids aren't the danger, the teachers are the danger. So our education system is so corrupt. So that was the story of Rich Dad, Poor Dad. My poor dad's a very, very good, honest man, but stupid. PhD, poor, helpless, and desperate. He knew nothing about money, but he thought he knew everything. And my rich dad was a man who never went to school. That's why he was so rich. So that's why I have advisors like Tom Wheelwright. That's why with the Rich Dad radio show, because the government wants capitalists, wants entrepreneurs to take risk with their money and do what the government wants done. If you want to see what the government wants done, go to a communist country. For example, I was in Kyrgyzstan and I went into government housing there. Oh my God. You think our slums are bad? You haven't been to a Kyrgyzstan slum. That is amazing. And this guy, young Russian guy, he was so proud of his wife and his 2 kids. I was terrified just walking in the place, going upstairs. There's no elevator, of course. It's not heated very well. It's dirty coal. You sit there and it's government housing. And instead in America, in the capitalist society, Kenny and I put up the millions to build the houses, the apartment houses. And that's why, and the government wants us to borrow money, because if we don't borrow money, money is not created because money is debt. Another incentive is to pay you nothing for your savings and give you a tax break to borrow money. When are people going to get it? Well, they just want you to get into debt, so otherwise there's no money. In 1971, the US dollar became debt when Nixon took the dollar off the gold standard.
Right.
But they never taught you that at school. With their free money from the Communist Republic of America, government money, it's going to make more people poor. But everybody's getting happy because they're getting free money from the government. And meanwhile, I don't know what people are going to do. But anyway, so that's why you understand what I talk about today. All my Bitcoin is tax-free. My oil is tax-free because I have good advice like Tom Wheelwright. And you can do the same thing. So if you're paying taxes, like all you guys hiding out in Puerto Rico, you don't have to do that. You don't have to hang out in Puerto Rico unless you're a criminal or something, or you have bad tax advice. I just crack up. I got so many guys hiding in Puerto Rico right now. I go, why do you do that? But the reason they hide in Puerto Rico and they can't vote now is because they have poor tax advice.
Small ebook, big impact, the wealth tree. The only 4 ways that will make you financially free forever. Download it here for free.